It goes on to say, your inner development can be greatly enhanced at this time. Well, interestingly, for this entire month, I have looked every day with great, great discipline to the whole concept of presence awareness. The fact that there is only one source. And I have to tell you, I might feel like the raggedy-ass brigade at the end of these 30 days of November, but I got it. My understanding is far deeper than it was 30 days ago. Maybe it took the good bump on the head to get me there. I don't know. It's a time when manifesting power and speaking in the open is useless. Now, a couple of close girlfriends have said to me over the course of these past few weeks, why don't you speak up about that? Why don't you address that? Why don't you tell this person how you're feeling and what you're thinking? And I know I'm not into conflict. The entire world seems to thrive on conflict. It's not my favorite thing, so I shy away from it. But there are times when, liking it or not, I speak up, and I speak up very clearly. But I didn't understand that, actually, for me and for every woman listening, speaking up right now is, they use the word useless. Save your breath. Breath is very valuable. Work instead on allowing creative, unconscious tendencies to rise up through your contemplation. Commit yourself to what's for the common good and trust that the contemplative power of your mind and heart will actually influence everyone. So it's actually through your silence and through your ability to be reflective and contemplative that you'll do the right work. All the results that I've been looking for all month, well, here's the final one-liner. It's almost as if it says, hey, Elaine Bartlett, the results will only be known later. This is a test of faith, not delusion. You gotta laugh because you storm the gates of heaven, you beat your fists, you pound your head. Well, I'm not doing that these days, but you pound your fists against, riling against some force. And it's kind of like, cool it. You're not going to know anything right now. Close your mouth. It's a test of faith. I want to know what the test is. I do really well if you tell me this is Algebra 101. I'd like to know that. So I didn't study Swahili instead. For the man, for you gentlemen listening, because the works of this Tiger and Dragon I Ching, one of the reasons I'm very drawn to it is she actually breaks the energy down into yin, which is the female energy, and yang, the male energy. Now, although she labels what I just read for the woman, every man who hears this has yin energy. You can't be born without it. So, okay, little delicate lady, you have 50% yang energy. That's your ability to speak up and take the initiative and be creative. The softer yin receptive energy, that's what's supposed to draw people to you and to healing. So for the yang energy, the male, that creative, take the initiative, forge forward energy, they need to be able to put their arm around their wife and give them a hug and hug their children and touch their feelings and shed a tear now and then. That doesn't take away from the macho. And when the woman stands up and declares who she is and what she needs, that doesn't take away from the yin feminine. So the man had to listen to all the feminine stuff and and be part of that. And as I read what is for the man, the woman has to listen and be part of this. So for the man, oppression is a time when willpower can be used beneficially by remaining inwardly calm, while outward circumstances are either, get this, gentlemen, they're either going to be adverse or catastrophic. And I've heard men telling me, there's been 4 deaths this week. This has happened. This is a catastrophe. So the choice is here for the energy. What a predicament. It's either adverse or catastrophic. Go ahead, pick one. Allow your power to become creative inspiration for future use, even though nothing can be beneficially expressed now. So for the gentleman, too, it's kind of cautioning you, save your breath. If you attempt to convince others at this time, you will meet with frustration. You can be a fountain of inspiration at this time, but you're also being held back by people and events around you. And what that generally looks like, if you're a parent, for example, your kids actually can't hear you. Nice try, Dad, but they can't hear you. And the same for the female, the mother at this time. Nice try, Mom, your kids can't hear you. And hardly can your friends. Allow this inspiration to become an enduring vision to further the rightness for which you stand. And now I'm going to draw some of the Sagittarius energy into this. Sagittarius is all about rightness and truthfulness and authenticity and valor. It's just such an optimistic, visionary sign. So, the energies of this month have kind of kept some of this in check. It's also saying, don't communicate the vision right now, and do not let it become polluted or weakened by what you're actually seeing out there. And the Sagittarian energy they don't really get despondent, or if they do, it's very short-lived. What they can do, though, because it's so expansive, if they can't bear seeing the outward circumstances, give me a drink, make it a double. That's where they may go with that, because they're so stymied by the whole sense of negativity that's permeating the world right now. If you know a Sagittarian that's depressed, there's something's really run amiss in their actual birth chart. Now, they could have Capricorn moon or rising or something that would deflect some of that innate optimism. But they're the poster child for it. Contemplation of the new vision that is given at this time will actually help, particularly the Sages. This is why I wish you all knew where your Sagittarian was. It will give you the reserves of energy, which can be used when times are more favorable for open exchanges. So it's coming. It's telling us it's coming. It's getting there. And 2 days from now, we step fully on into December. But the Sag energy has been in place since November 21st, although from what I can feel, at least within myself, and feeling the energies of our country, it doesn't feel to me as if too many people have actually moved full on into it. But with this new moon today, I really want to say, hey, heads up, no matter where your Sagittarian energy is, grab on to this sense of magic. That's what the Sagittarian energy is. It's almost as if they actually have a magic carpet rolled up in their infrastructure somewhere. It's a delightful thing. Interestingly, in my own natural chart, I have Sagittarius in a place that's hidden. And oddly, it's hidden, and so it's 12th hour stuff. When the chips are almost down and out is when this Sagittarian energy kicks in for me. And it's like the magic carpet is thrown on out there. So you've all got it. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I will also give a little heads up here. Your kindness and your gentleness, whether you're a man or a woman, will sometimes be taken advantage of. And what you're supposed to do is maintain your composure and steadiness. And the distress and the adversity will eventually change. So there's lots of good intentions connected with this whole sense of oppression, which when the I Ching showed me this morning, that's what you're dealing with, I kind of didn't know whether to laugh or cry because it was such a mixed bag of relief and understanding. So hopefully for some of you, it brought some understanding. All right, a couple of things about this new moon. You know, new moons are the notoriously divine time to make some new wishes and intentions, and that really has to do with the 3-day window that started at 7:18 a.m. today, simply because an energy moves in threes, in case you haven't noticed, and generally things turn around in 3 days. If you're having a bad mood, it's a 3 of something. It could be 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. You're on your own, but it's generally a cycle of 3. And so, with this, you actually get today to consider the option of getting a journal and go forward with putting your old ideas of lack and separation down. Now, I was told this morning that was a very important thing for me to say on the air. Apparently, who's ever hearing this is they've really cuddled up to ideas of lack and separation. And to you, I say, it's time to expand your awareness of your power and your limitless possibilities. And you have the energy of Sagittarian behind you. So as you release limiting patterns of thought, it's pretty remarkable. You naturally heal. You heal you transform you, and then you actually become a healing and transformative energy center for everyone. Everyone near, far, broad, abroad, it doesn't matter, because that's the expansiveness of this time. It's pretty cool. So whoever you are that's holding on to ideas of lack, and look at, as we're headed into holiday times, whether it's you're celebrating Hanukkah or Christmas or whatever else is celebrated around that time, you got to understand that, yeah, you'll be spending more, perhaps. And I'm going to encourage you, open your heart, be generous. This isn't the time to be a stingy miser. This is the time for you to open your heart and open your mind to the understanding of the boundlessness that's within you. That's why you all have to buy my book when it comes out very shortly. It's coming. And it talks about the boundless, endless supply of abundance that you're carrying around. So it is certainly time now. Let go, face forward, and walk on. You can't have the present the way you want it when you're carrying unpleasant memories of bygone times. It can't work. The energy fields are incongruent. It's pick one or the other. If you want to stay wallowing in your sense of lack and separation and poor health and unhappiness and sadness, have a great time. You won't be able